guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I'm really excited about today's video because I wanted to do just like a really glowy, summer, bronzy, dewy look, and I think I wanted to do it because I knew that I was going to get a spray tan, which is why my body is so much tan than my face, and I wanted to, I was like feeling this tutorial, I just really wanted to do it, and so that's what we're going to do today. Really glowy, really dewy makeup routine. I am going to be putting a lot of dew on my face. So I am going to not use a luminous primer. I'm going to use my Rimmel Fix and Perfect Pro. And I really love this primer. You guys know this is one of my all-time favorites. So I'm just going to tuck my hair behind my ears. There we go. Put this everywhere. A light layer though. I already like cleansed, moisturized, all that good stuff today. So just a light layer of this primer. I just know this works really well for me. We're going to use I feel like, highly contested foundation, but this is a foundation that I really like, and I'm going to give you a second option in case you don't like this. But this is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation, and I got this when it first came out, like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. And I've only used it a couple times, but I actually really like this foundation, and I'm going for like more of a sheer dewy look, so I'm not going for like that super full glam high coverage. We want this to be like more than natural, but not full glam. Yes, yes. Okay, I think that's better. My light, I moved it a little bit because I realized there was so much light coming in from this angle and not enough from this angle, so hopefully we good now. We're going to be using this foundation. If you do not want to use this foundation or like a luminous foundation, which this is luminous, you could use something like NARS Sheer Glow, which this was the other option that I was debating for this video. NARS Sheer Glow, and mixing in a drop or two of the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops, and this shade is in Sunlight. Yes, Sunlight? Sunlight, yeah. So you could do that. You could mix like a liquid highlighter into a foundation, like 1 or 2 drops of that, or like a luminous primer or moisturizer or something like that. But today we're going to use this, and I'm going to use a brush to get a little bit lighter coverage. So I'm just going to shake this up really well. And then I'm going to put, this does have one of the strangest applicators ever. It's this little dropper thing. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the back of my hand. So glad I got a spray tan to match this. I'm going to spritz it. My brush just wet it a little bit. Okay, and then take some of this foundation. And I'll probably need to go back in for a little more of the foundation. Oh, this is going to match my body so well. And it's just like a really beautiful, it's not, I don't think it's super sheer. I really would classify this as a sheer medium coverage, leaning more towards the medium coverage, because you can see how well that's covering my bit of redness. And I really have always liked this foundation. It's not like the most long wearing foundation, but it's really gorgeous. Oh, I forgot how much I love this foundation. Haven't used it until, it'll be interesting to see how long this wears though. And this is, I mean, I'm kind of applying this later in the day. It's like 3 o'clock, or is it 4 o'clock? For our concealer, I'm going to use something a little bit more lightweight today. This is the Double Wear Waterproof. I'm not trying to like cover up all my imperfections. I really want my skin to show through and look really pretty. So I'm actually just going to kind of put this, just kind of dot it under my eye. And then I'm going to go in Real Technique setting brush, which I use for lighter concealers, like not when I'm trying to kind of pack on the coverage. I'm just kind of like, you see how it's like naturally highlighting me a little bit too? This is more of a watery concealer, really light coverage concealer. And I am not going to powder right now. Just going to kind of let this sit for a minute, and we're going to do brows. So I want to keep my brows like pretty kind of like fluffy and nice. So I'm going to use 2 things. I'm going to use the Benefit Gimme Brow, and this is pretty old, I need to get a new one, in light medium. And the Anastasia, the sun is going in and out, and I've got really big windows, so hopefully you guys aren't like, what is happening over there? The Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in brunette / dark brown. And I'm going to take a spoolie and just kind of brush through to start. And I'm going to grab my MAC 266 brush. And even though my hair is pretty dark, I'm going to go into the lightest shade here because I really want my brows to stay pretty natural. So I'm going to fill in kind of this sparse area. I'm going to see if I can get it done with the light shade, but I may have to go in with that darker area to draw that line. be amazed. Like brow powders that look really light always end up a little bit darker than you think that they will. That bald spot in. I haven't used a brow powder in a really long time, guys. It's been a hot minute, but I forgot how much I enjoy it. I don't know. I always really liked brow powders. I don't know. But then like gels were a huge trend, and pomades were a huge trend, and so I kind of switched over, but I always loved the powder look. I just thought it looked really, really natural, and I like a natural kind of fluffy brow. And then I'm going to take my gimme brow and I'm going to go through and just kind of like push my brow hairs up to make, and kind of push them like opposite direction to just make them stand up and get them a little like furrier looking. I need to get a really like a better hold brow gel, because Gimme Brow I think doesn't do this great. So I'm not going to powder the whole face because I want to stay pretty glowy and dewy, but I am going to take my Dermablend translucent powder. This stuff will lock in anything. I wore this on my wedding day, not even under my eyes, but we covered some of my tattoos, and it literally, the makeup did not rub off on my dress. It was amazing. So I'm just going to kind of set the under eye. That's really a part that I don't want to move. That is all I want to do for setting the face right now. We're going to use a little bit more of a powder later. All right, let's go glow up the eyes. Yes, I'm going to take a MAC paint. I don't know if they still sell these. I really hope that they do, but I am not 100% sure, you guys. So just take like a nice cream shadow if they don't have this. And let me pick a brush here. Take a Storybooks Cosmetics brush and just kind of put some of this on the back of my hand. It's a really pretty, like, champagne-y pink color. Take a little of that and put it all over the eyelid. Just turning my brush sideways and working it kind of into the crease as well. So it's a really light wash of color. It's not super intense. It's just like this nice glowy sheen on the eyes, right? And then I'm going to take my viseart palette, or viseart palette, I don't know which one you want to say. And I'm going to take a little bit of this color here and this color, and I'm going to just really gently run these in the crease. You could also use your bronzer. That would be perfect for this look, which I'm going to show you guys what we're using here in a sec for bronzer. Okay, so now that that is laid down, we're going to take a more precise kind of pointed precision brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of this shade here and this shade, so slightly warmer tones, and I'm going to focus this on the outer part of the crease and then just gently blend it in. So still above that like champagne portion of the eye. Okay, now that that is on, I'm going to take my Stila Kitten highlighter with my finger. This is one of their putty highlighters. And I'm going to layer this over that champagne shade to really make it pop. I'm going to focus in the center of the lid and just kind of pat out the edges. So I'm not going like all over with it. Really focusing on the center. This highlighter has the like best like wet look to it. Oh, it's so gorgeous. So once you have that pressed into the center of the lid, we're going to take a angled brush. I'm gonna go back into that brow brush that I used, the MAC 266, and take some of this warm brown eyeshadow, and we're gonna push this into that upper lash line, creating a little bit of and I'm gonna take some of this darker brown too, just kind of mix the two, creating like a powder shadow eyeliner. Just going to thicken up the lash line, make the lashes look thicker. It's such a good makeup artist trick. I use this on like all the brides when I used to do weddings, all my prom girls, because it just creates a really nice accent to the eyes, some depth to the eye and to the eyelashes. Like, look at that difference already. And it's not harsh, so it can be really soft. You can even smoke it out a little bit if you want to, but I really like that look. It just kind of looks like you're makes it look like your natural lash line, just like thicker. It's like your lash line, but better trick. See the big difference in those eyes? Totally different, right? And then while we're here, I am gonna go ahead and do the lower lash line, and I'm just gonna take kind of a combo of these 3 shades, really pat off the excess. I'm still kind of a lot on the brush, and go in the outer third. I have a lot of product, so I'm gonna divvy it up a little. Outer third of the lid, really kind of smoke it out. And then I'm gonna take, after I lay that down, a thicker blending brush and just further really get in there and smoke that out. That nice bronzy yumminess, right? Oh, I love the eyes. They just look like glowy and wet. I don't even know how to explain. Hope you guys can tell. I'm gonna take that kitten highlighter again and snag this little brush, and I'm going to put this under the brow bone. Just kind of a little, and then tap it out, because I want my brow bone to be a little glowier than I would normally do. Maybe this will become like my everyday makeup routine, because I love that glow look. Love it. Like, kind of can't get enough of it. Then I'm also going to put this in the inner corner. It's just, this is almost like a highlight that isn't there. Like, you can't see it, so like it's not so bright and overwhelming, which I love. It just looks, your skin just looks kind of naturally highlighted and wet. Like, look at that inner corner, right? It's amazing. I love it. Okay, and then we're gonna add a little bit of powder, but we're gonna go in with our Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, right? So it's still kind of like a glowy powder, because you can see this foundation is pretty glowy, so I wanna give it a little something something. And I'm gonna take this Morphe brush, Morphe R7, and I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this one. Yeah, the lightest one. I think this is the one with like the least amount of glow, but it's still, they all kind of offer this like nice all over glow while giving that powder effect as well. See, because you can see it kind of takes down the shine, but it just gives like a luminescence to the skin. It's like a glow getter's secret weapon, right? Like, look at that. Oh, yes. Just putting this all over the face. Okay, so let's bronze. I want to do something like really glowy, really bronzy. So I'm going with Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess, because you guys, this is about the glow girls. We getting it. We getting it tonight. And I'm going to use, what brush am I going to use? What brush am I going to use? I'm going to use a stippling brush, which I don't always use. This is a MAC 167 or 107. Just kind of swirl it in there. You have to be careful with this bronzer. Like, start light, and you can always build it up, but sometimes it can go on like a little uneven, so you just want to be kind of careful. And we're not contouring because this is about the glow, so we want to go where the sun would naturally hit our face. So top of the cheekbones, sides of the forehead, right? Top of the forehead a little bit, and across just really lightly. But the sides of the forehead definitely, right? This is where we get that kind of bronzy look in the summer. So under the chin, always go down the neck, because nobody wants those lines. It's on. Now we're gonna go to our Becca blush, and I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is a Sigma SS165, and I'm gonna go in with, I think, this peachy color. Oh, maybe this one. I think I'm gonna kind of combine these two. I don't want it to be too pinky because we are, you know, really bronze. So I don't want it to be like ba-bam pink. So I think I'm just gonna give it one of those guys. See what we get. Oh, yes. Oh, it is the perfect shade. It is exactly what I wanted. Yes, isn't that amazing how that happens? And then, as always, because my #1 trick with foundation and blush is always just like patting out right in the center of the face to make sure that it's like all blended, okay? All right, so now that we have that on, we're gonna do highlight. And I'm thinking of kind of going for it. I'm gonna mix these two, this kind of champagne shade and this rose gold. And I'm gonna use a really small brush so I have a lot of control. So this is a Morphe R31, and this is probably my favorite highlighting brush. I do like a good fan brush, don't get me wrong, but I think this is still my favorite. So I'm going to like swirl, swirl, tap off, and then, because I don't need a blinding highlight because we're already glowing, right? So see how just natural and pretty that looks? Goes with the blush, yes, yes. Swirl, swirl, tap off a lot. A little on the nose, just what's left on the brush, on the bridge, and on the lips. We're going to do a little lip trick really quick. So I'm going to take this really kind of small brush here. Oh! Small brush, like a small little pointed brush. And I'm going to go into Bronze Goddess. And I'm just going to take this under the lip, right here, to make it look a little fuller. Contour the lips a little. Do you guys see that? Yes. And then for lips, so before I do lips, I'm going to add mascara because I know you guys are all like, is she going to forget it? Heck no, guys. I got this. Lash Paradise, which I'm trying to see if I like. And I think after I tried it yesterday morning and I didn't have liner on. And like right now I can tell it does make a big difference. But apparently people have had problems with this shade, specifically the Mystic Black one. But I thought that was the black because my drugstore only had black brown and Mystic Black and then like Blackest Black or something in waterproof, and I hate waterproof mascara. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I'm gonna line my lips with Kylie Jenner Harmony. Why do her lip liners always do that? And I'm gonna kinda, I overline really slightly, not big time. Okay. Lip liner on. Now for lipstick, we're going with, where'd it go? This is Nude Lust. I think this is Maybelline. Color Sensational by Maybelline, yeah. This is like much more nude than the liner. I just wanted some dimension and I wanted some color since we are pretty neutral. See, that like changes it so much. I love it. And then we are gonna add a gloss. I'm gonna use my Josie Maran Summer Lovin', oh my gosh, Natural Volume Lip Gloss. I'm testing my eyes out with that. I'm going to hit this right in the center just to give us a little bit of that pout, you know? And then to finish this off, I'm going to take my Milk makeup highlighter and just, you know, it wouldn't be summer glowing. You know, you guys get the reference, Grace? It's like not funny when you have to explain your jokes, Abby, and I bet you didn't even need to explain that. Okay, and then, so that's on, and I'm going to just buff it out. And you guys, I have this weird thing. I don't like to use my hands for makeup that much anymore. So I really just take a brush. And the last thing we have to do, you guys, is set the face. I'm going to use Morphe. We are not using a glow setting spray because we are glow up, right? We are glow up. So let's just put this on. Okay, and then fan yourself. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love this summer glowing so much. I love it. I hope you guys love it. This is kind of like my ideal makeup. Just luminous everywhere. When I look at my skin, that foundation looks so natural and so beautiful. And yes, I have a lot of glow going on. So if you don't like this much glow, take a little bit of a mattifying powder, pat it in your T-zone. You could even like bake those areas a little bit. But I really tend to love this like full glow makeup. I don't, in the camera I hope I don't, and like here I don't look greasy. I just look really glowy, and I will probably carry, when I do days like this, I carry a powder with me. That way if I need to touch up, I totally can. And I'll just give you guys an idea of it because why not? If I take my dermablend powder and I take like, oh my goodness, the tiniest little bit and just pat here, it really does kind of mattify the center of the face a little. And I literally took like the tiniest amount of powder one could take because I really want to keep my glow going on. So anyway, I hope that you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I'm excited for a couple other tutorials that I have planned for you, and I think they're going to be really fun. I just really want to get my creativity flowing and just do tutorials. That's why I started YouTube. It's one of my favorite videos to watch. I love learning new techniques and new things, and so I want to be teaching you guys that too on this channel. So I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah!